Please like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
But some of that seed grew up. I was like that in politics with the youth. I used to sow seeds everywhere in Uganda without favor. I used to treat everybody equal, irrespective of religion, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of area of origin. That is why during my time, immediately after we achieved our independence, my government embarked on a very massive scale to construct schools for the youth everywhere in Uganda, to uplift health services and build 22 rural hospitals in all parts of Uganda. At the same time, we developed economic system where every year the standard of living was growing up and up, and the peasant was able to pay for the school fees of his children up to junior secondary level. Senior secondary, my government said it is the responsibility of the state. Up to colleges and up to university. I want that system back again. The state must pay for the education of the youth. I repeat, the state must pay for the education of the youth. The peasant has already built hospitals and dispensaries or clinics. The peasant need not take his wife or his children to that hospital he built, to that clinic he built, and pay. That is his hospital. That is his clinic. Why should he pay for living, for being sick in his own house? The peasant has already built a school. Many of you have went through them. Why should he pay exorbitantly for sending his children to his own school? That is robbery, which I don't accept. To young people of Uganda, as I speak to you, in the language I used to speak to your grandparents and to your parents, I want you to understand it is God who brought you here. To hear from me directly, not from anybody else. That you inherit the legacy. You are the heirs of the legacy of the independence struggle. You, the youth of today, you are the heirs, the inheritors of the legacy of independence. After you, there will be other heirs. You'll get married, you'll have children, and those children will be heirs after you. But right now, you are the heirs of the independence struggle. Not your parents, not your grandparents. You are the heirs. Therefore, you must understand what you are inheriting. What is it that you're inheriting? This thing called independence of Uganda. What is it that you're inheriting? You're inheriting three things. And all of them are challenges. You're inheriting, number one, to defend the independence of Uganda so that no other country comes back again to rule Uganda through the back door. You may say that's not possible. It's possible. There's a new thing called neo-colonialism. Neo-colonialism, it is hovering around in Africa everywhere. Watch out. Be awake. Be awake. There is neo-colonialism capturing governments. You must defend your independence so that Uganda is never ruled again, directly or indirectly, by a foreign power or foreign powers. Today, the way they do it is very subtle. You see, liberalization. Liberalization. The government has no business in running businesses. True. The government does not run businesses. But many of you come from villages. I come from a village myself. I was born in a village. If you say a multinational will take telephone call to your village, telephone wire to your village, you are dreaming. If you say a multinational company would build dams, would dig boreholes in your villages, you are dreaming. For a developing country like Uganda, government must have fingers in the development of the country. Government must take telephone wires to the village. Government must construct roads to the village. Government must dig boreholes and dams in the village. Government must supervise the economy, particularly agriculture and animal husbandry. But if you say government is to govern and leave that to the private sector, you are dreaming. Wake up, young people. Wake up, don't listen to all those people who are telling you that, liberalization, let the private sector do it. Private sector, what does it mean? Profit. Profit. When I'm doing profit, am I taking business to your village when I will not have roads, I will not have water, I will not have a good house to sleep? I will not do it. I want profit. My stomach to grow, not your stomach, not the stomach of your parents. That's private business. I don't hate them, but I say they must be controlled, they must be left free in the areas they can function well. But government must have a say in developing the country, in opening up the country. That's meaning number one of the independence of which you are the heirs. Guard it. Don't allow foreign powers to rule Uganda again. And they are going to rule Uganda again when you are going to be made slaves. Some of you may have finished your education and you have no work. What does it mean? It means you have been surrendered by the government to private sector. Your parents have invested in your education. You have done well in your education, but you have no jobs. What's the use of having such an expensive education and not being employed so that you serve the public? Wake up. Wake up, young people of Uganda. You have come from various institutions. Take this message to all your institutions. Those who are not with you, they are not with you. But some will listen to you. That's number one. Number two, as heirs of independence. After you have got independence, what do you want to do with it? Take it from me that independence of Uganda must mean the same thing as independence in every home in Uganda. Independence in every home, in every homestead, in every village, every Gombora, every county, every Sasa, every district. But importantly, in every home, a man and his wife and her husband must also be independent. They must be not told what to do. They must be free to think for themselves. If Uganda as a country is to think for itself, why should the natives, the citizens of Uganda, not be free to think for themselves? Every citizen must also be free to think for himself or for herself. You have got education. If your education means that you must not think, then why have you been in education? Your education means you must think and decide what you want to do for your country and for yourself. That is the meaning of human rights and freedom of the individual. The individual is created by God with certain human rights and freedoms. The right of conscience, that I'm awake. I know this is bad. I know this is good. I know this is animal. I know this is human being. I know this is a tree. I know this is a dog. That was given by God. In politics, it's the same. It's the same. A human being is created with that conscience to know what he wants or she wants in politics. You cannot tell me that I must belong to this particular party. I don't disagree with you. If you want to belong to any party, go ahead. If you want to belong to one party alone for the whole of Uganda, you are wrong. Because you are mending the work of God. And you are not God. God created me and you and your parents to be free to think for ourselves. Now you come forward and say, no, I'm God. Who created, who made you God? You are going to die just like anybody else. You are going to die. Let everybody be free to think